today's conversation on how to best analyze a company's financial health, brought to you by the CSIA Statistics Committee. I'm with Clayton McCurvey, a full-service CPA firm helping system integrators and end users compete in the global marketplace. Today, we'll discuss some specific KPIs, or key performance indicators, that can help track and measure company performance. Of course, I'll also show you how to compute these ratios along the way as well. I hope that these will shed some light on your own operations, but of course, please feel free to reach out if you'd like an additional resource or set of hands computing or analyzing the results. To learn more, check out the videos throughout the series or visit us at claytonmccurvey.com. So far in this series, we've touched on a number of levers that can be pulled as a result of assessing profitability figures. Today we're going to switch to one that has to do with liquidity, or the flexibility your business has to continue covering costs in an unforeseen event or an intentional event where the cash inflow dries up or changes significantly for a short period of time. Specifically, we're going to evaluate a ratio called days cash on hand, which evaluates daily cash flow for operating expenses. To get started, let's look at an example. Today, our custom machine builder is sitting on a cash balance of $900,000. And our machine builder has annual expenses of payroll, rent, utilities, office supplies, auto, etc. that total $3.65 million. So with the $3.6 million in total operating expenses, our average daily cash outflow would average about $10,000. So circling back to our on-hand cash balance of $900,000 and $10,000 of average daily cash flow, the machine builder would be able to continue operating for 90 days with today's cash. So how is that computed? I took my cash on hand, divided it by my operating cash flow on a daily basis. Why is days cash on hand important to understand, other than the obvious that we don't want to run out of cash? Well, it's crucial to consider when, for example, evaluating a new customer contract that doesn't provide an upfront deposit, or when considering your ability to afford a new piece of equipment and determination of whether external financing may be needed, or also your evaluation of whether to hire employees and increase your overhead. So let's expand on this analysis by adding a competitor into the mix from the situation that we were just reviewing. So let's say the second machine builder has operating expenses of $2.6 million, resulting in an average daily cash spend of about $7,100, and they've got a cash balance of $2 million. So that would equate to about 280 days worth of cash that they have on hand. So comparatively, this would indicate that the competitor has about 3 times as much cash on hand to continue operating as our first company. That's clearly more ideal, right? While this sounds like a good thing, it isn't necessarily. Yes, one could say that the competitor would simply last longer if something happened. However, it doesn't mean that cash is being utilized in the most effective way. The company with 90 days of cash on hand may have less cash because they're investing in areas that are generating higher returns than simply if the cash were to just sit idle. Particularly interesting could be pulling in the industry standard data to say what that average is. As we identify here, what if, for example, the industry average is actually 120 days worth of cash on hand? Could that indicate that our second entity that had close to 280 days of cash on hand is not properly reinvesting in their business in order to remain competitive and relevant? What other levers could be adjusted? Well, depending on the industry you're in, it could take a long time for you to potentially collect cash. So maybe you need to evaluate renegotiating payment terms with customers and optimize the invoicing process in order to increase your days cash on hand. Second, increasing sales with normal margins will of course also bring more cash into the organization and increase your days cash on hand. And the third lever to evaluate is, hey, Days cash on hand is tied directly to operating expenses. So we need to be able to make sure that we track operating expenses closely in each area of the business and find ways to trim back if we're looking to increase our days cash on hand. To summarize, days cash on hand allows you to understand an important leverage indicator of your business, and on average, the number of days that an organization can continue to pay its operating expenses provided the amount of cash currently available. As a CSIA member, you have access to the Pulse survey, which allows you not only to enter and track your own data for important metrics, but also to find out how your peers are performing, thus providing access to this critical data. If you are unaware of the Pulse survey or want to find out more, get in touch with a member of the Statistics Committee. Let us know if you found this information useful. Of course, we're also able to help analyze your data and provide relevant insights. Let us know what you're thinking, and thanks for watching.